Now, today we have to see the second experiment after the experiment of determination of hardness of water by EDTA method. Now, today's aim of our experiment is estimation of chloride in water sample by Moore's method. This method is called as a Moore's method, and here we have to estimate chlorides. So, generally chlorides are present in the water in the combined form, like magnesium chloride, calcium chloride, hydrogen chloride, means some traces of acids. So like that, always in water chlorides are present. There is no problem with chloride whenever they are present just below the limit, that is up to 250 ppm. But whenever it becomes more than 250 ppm, water gets odor or sometimes taste change. So due to that, we have to carry out the estimation of chloride. Just we have to know that how much chloride is present in the water sample. So for this is the aim. Now after that, what are the different requirements? So there are 3 different chemicals which are required. That is, first of all, N/100 NaCl, which is 0.01 NaCl, 0.1 normal NaCl. Then silver nitrate solution is required, which is called as a AgNO3. So it is also to be N/100. And again we require this particular indicator, which is called as a potassium chromate. So we will see it now in a detail during the experimentation. And here there is a part of observation. In first step, we have to standardize this AgNO3. Standardization is nothing but to know the concentration. Means in this first step, we will come to know the concentration of AgNO3 by the use of this NaCl. As this N/100 means 0.01 normal, its concentration is known. So from this, we have to calculate concentration of AgNO3. It means that we are going to standardize AgNO3. After that, we have to estimate chloride by using the standard solution of AgNO3. Here I wrote standard, means we have idea about its concentration. So just we will move towards the experimentation. So as we know that for the experimentation, in the very first step, we require AgNO3, that is silver nitrate, as a solution which is to be standardized. So for the standardization of AgNO3, we will require NaCl solution, that is sodium chloride solution. Now here there is given sodium chloride solution. This NaCl solution is there, which is M/100, which is having its concentration M/100. Then this indicator K2CrO4, which is potassium chromate, yellow colored indicator, which gives color change from yellow to somewhat reddish brown. Now glass tube. I will require a glass tube. Okay, it is here for taking a drop of that K2CrO4. Now here in this burette, as it is a tube which is a cylindrical tube which is having numbering from uppermost to the lowermost side, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to, so it is a 50 ml burette which is attached to the burette stand. Now we have to first of all use NaCl. So NaCl, it is a NaCl solution. I have poured from this particular bottle NaCl solution. It is to be taken up to the 10 ml. So I am going to sub this solution. So it's up to the mark. This NaCl solution is now taken into this conical flask, because we have to know the concentration of chlorides. So last drop is also removed by giving pressure at the centralmost portion. Then in it I will have to add 1 to 2 drops of K2CrO4 indicator. So it is somewhat yellowish in color. 3 drops of K2CrO4 indicator has been added. While in this burette, I already poured this AgNO3, that is silver nitrate. Now silver nitrate, whenever comes in contact with any chloride ion, it forms AgCl, that is silver chloride. And it is a very fast reaction, that is silver, because silver is most reactive towards the chloride ions. So that's why it is very reactive towards the chlorine. Now dropwise I am going to add this AgNO3 from this burette into the solution of NaCl. So drop wise addition should be there. And continuously I am checking that solution. You can see that it becomes somewhat precipitated, which is nothing but the precipitate of AgNO3. Again I will have to add somewhat till I should get a dark color to understand. So you can see here somewhat dirty red color is there. Precipitate is also seen there. Now here the reading I can see it is 7 ml. So 7 ml is a reading of AgNO3 during the use of N/100 NaCl. So like that I will take 3 different readings. Again I will fill this burette with the AgNO3 for the second step. In second step I will have to estimate chloride. So the remaining AgNO3 is to be added into this bottle. Now I will bring the sample. Now it's a water sample. In the second step, I will use water sample instead of NaCl solution. During first step, I took 3 different readings. Here, up to the mark, again I took this water sample which is 10 ml. Last drop has been removed. Again I am going to take this indicator so that it becomes yellow. And then I will add dropwise AgNO3. You can see again that somewhat precipitated solution is formed, which is somewhat having reddish color. So in this way I took the first reading of this sample water, which is 3.2 ml. So in this way now I am going to take all the 3 readings. Now, as we have performed the experiment and got the readings, like in the first step we have got reading of 7 ml each. So during all times I got the reading of 7 ml. So here n by 10, n by 100 NaCl, it was the solution. Just I took with the help of that pipette, it was 10 ml. During all 3 times it was 10 ml. While the reading of AgNO3 which I got here, that is 7 ml during each time. So that's why its average 7 plus 7 plus 7 divided by 3, that is again 7. So first reading constant is 7, which is the volume of AgNO3. Here in the second step I got the reading of 3.2 during first time, 3.1 during second time and 3.3 during the third time. So that's why here if I want to calculate its mean, it is 3.2, that is average. So reading of AgNO3, standard AgNO3 during the water sample is 3.2. Now move toward the calculation. How reaction occurs? First of all, we will see whenever NaCl, which was 10 ml, it is interacted with AgNO3, there is a formation of AgCl, because I already told you that it is a very reactive towards the any chloride ion. So that's why it will form very immediately AgCl, which is a precipitate, while NaNO3 will be there as a byproduct. While after addition of NaCl up to the total balance of AgNO3, which is 1:1 always, so that's why after this the next drop of that indicator, which is a K2CrO4, if added, that next drop of water sample or NaCl if added, it will form this AgNO3 will react with K2CrO4, and in this way I can get here Ag2CrO4, which is a brown, reddish brown colored precipitate which is produced. By that I can come to know that it is nothing but the end point, because NaCl is now totally consumed by AgNO3. So in this way reaction is carried out. Now after that, calculations. Here I got volume, that is 7 ml during the first step, that is the volume of AgNO3 whenever I have used NaCl. So here N1 V1 normality of NaCl, volume of NaCl is equivalent to N2 V2, that is normality of AgNO3 and volume of AgNO3. Here N1, which is the normality of NaCl, here I took N by 100, that is 0.01 normal. While V1 volume of NaCl, it is 10 ml, so it is multiplied by 10, which is equals to AgNO3 normality is to be calculated. So that's why I will write just N2 here and multiplied by V2. V2 is nothing but our reading during first step, so that is 7 ml. So in this way I can calculate here N2, N2 is equals to 0.01 into 10 divided by 7. Here I will get value of N2. Now during the second step, those normality I have calculated by which that AgNO3 becomes totally standard, and now this N2 is to be used during the second step. So here I will consider, just rub this, and now part 2, N2 V2 is equivalent to N3V3. So N3V3 it is for water sample, while this N2V2 we know that it is for AgNO3. So in this way, N2 is normality of AgNO3 which we have just calculated, that is to be put here. V2 is the volume of AgNO3 during the second step, that is 3.2. Here I got 3.2, which is equal to N3 is to be calculated during the second step. So that is why N3 is there, and V3 is the volume of water sample. So how much volume of water sample is used? It is 10 ml during second step. So that is to be put, and in this way I can get the value of N3 during the second time. So it is again in normal. Normal is the unit of normality which is here required during the first and the second step. So in this way I have got now the normality of AgNO3. Now I can easily calculate the concentration of Cl. So concentration, I will rub these reactions also. So concentration of chloride ions is equal to normality into equivalent weight. So normality, this normality is not the normality of AgNO3, but it is the normality of water sample, that is presence of chloride ions. So put this value here, which is of N3, and equivalent weight of chloride ions 35.5. So in this way we can get value in grams per liter of the concentration of chloride ions. So in this way easily we can calculate concentration. So in this way today we have seen the experiment. Hope that you all understood it. Thank you very much.